Welcome everybody, really excited to have you guys. So this should take us about 30 minutes or so. We're going to be talking about how to get you guys more conversions. I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions, so do post them in the comments, and I promise I will get to them as soon as we're done, and I'll circle back to all of you guys. Do also be active. This stuff that we're going to be talking about is some stuff that is going to be new to a lot of you guys, so I want to kind of see where you guys are at and how useful this can be to you. So I'll be kind of engaging you guys with some questions, so do answer in the comments, and let's see how much you guys know. So let's jump right into it. I'm hoping that by the end of this webinar, it's going to be really eye-opening for you guys. We're going to be talking about a lot of things that are new to a lot of you and new to the party rental industry, but they're really not new out there. I'm really hoping by the end of this that it really opens your eyes to trying some new things and really wanting to just kind of realize that there's so much more out there that we're just not doing, not because we don't want to, because we just never really thought about it. A lot of great info, a lot of free info, and I am going to have a great offer for you guys at the end. If you guys stick around, definitely going to have an offer for everybody here as to how I can personally help you guys. So do stick around till the end. But yeah, the idea that we're going to be going over here is how to get more out of your website visitors without spending an extra penny, without spending any more money on ads or traffic or SEO, just really starting with the website visitors that are already on your website and how to make more money from them. So what it is we're going to be talking about how to use strategy. The one thing that all of these Fortune 500 companies, these huge companies, are doing on their websites, and really I barely see anybody do it in our industry, and it's really amazing. It's pretty simple, and I'm hoping by the end of this you guys have a big aha moment, be like, wow, like this is something that I can implement now, and I'm hoping that that's really going to click with you guys, and it's really not that complicated. And by the end of this, I'm hoping you guys are convinced to try something new here. Who it's for. So this really is for anybody with a website. This is not just for anybody specific, but anybody that knows me, I'm in the party rental industry, so that's where my experience lies. So a lot of these examples that I'm going to be giving in here are going to be for party rental company owners. It's for anybody who wants to get more sales and conversions, not just clicks. We're not going to be talking about how to get more traffic to your website, maybe a different time. We're going to be talking about the traffic that's already on your website. And I guarantee you, dollars to donuts, a lot of you guys don't realize how much traffic is already on your website because you only look at sales. So we're going to talk about how to make more out of that traffic. So anybody that wants to run their company full time, a lot of us feel like, we've been running our company part time, or we have side jobs. So this is really for anybody that wants to really take their companies to the next level. And I mean, I've been there. I've worked at a hospital most of my life, and really just doing this one thing has helped me go from being part time to being full time. And I wasn't paying myself. I was probably making minimum wage for a while. So the most important thing, this is for you if you're willing to try something new. If you're somebody that just wants to keep doing the same thing, not really willing to change anything, then you're really not going to get much out of this. Who am I anyway? Why am I doing this? So my name's Tariq. I own Bounce My House Party Rentals in Chicago, and I also run Event Professional Marketing, which is a digital marketing agency where we help party rental companies with growth and marketing strategies. We also have my Ad Academy, where we teach you how to run your own Google and Facebook ads, and then we also have Event Hawk, which we'll be talking about a little bit more later on. I started in the medical field, got a party rental company, and then really got into business and marketing. So I'm actually on my way to get my master's in business marketing if I ever get a chance to finish. But really the reason that I started my marketing agency is because whoever was running my Google ads, more than one person, they just could not answer the question of how much money I'm making from Google ads. The core question of data, it was all their opinion. They were always telling me, oh, you're getting a bunch of clicks, you're getting this many calls. And they never could tell me, how much money are my ads making me? That's how this whole journey started. So the reason my people that work with me are really happy is because everything we talk about is data driven. Nothing is my opinion. I don't just tell them, hey man, you're doing great. This is working. No, they can look at the data and they can say, hey Tariq, this is working, this is not. We look at solid numbers. And I think it's really important to note that, because what I'm about to show you is the first big shock of today. And let's see how many of you guys actually noticed the problem here with this next slide that I'm going to show you guys. At first, you're going to think, wow, this is doing amazing. I'm going to show you guys a Google Ads screenshot of one of my accounts. And at first, you guys are going to be like, wow, this guy's doing great. But let's see how many of you guys are fluent enough or sharp enough to see what the problem is with this account. So here we go. This is a Google Ads account. For those of you guys who are well-versed with Google Ads or know anything, you guys should be able to read this, but I'll walk you through it step by step. So over here, we have the amount of clicks that they got. And this is from basically this whole season, from June 1st to October 31st. So this is this entire season 2020. Fun. So we got him 12,000 clicks with Google Ads. He's paying 88 cents a click. 11,000 spent, 227,000 made, click-through rate of 24% and conversion rate of 6%. So let's see what you guys go ahead and tell me what the problem you guys think is in the comments. Let's see how much you guys know, and I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking this down for those of you guys who really don't have much experience with Google Ads. So this is how many clicks you got in that time, 12,000. Cost per click, the average Google cost per click is about $3. This is across all industries, not just our industry, but average Google data says about $3. 88 cents a click, awesome. He's very, very happy. He spent 11,000. He made 227,000, so he's super happy about that. His click-through rate, the click-through rate is usually anywhere from 1 to 5% for all industries. Our industry is better because there's not as many competitors, so you can easily get to 6, 7, even double digits with click-through rate. This guy's at 4 out of 10. He's doing I'm sorry, 1 out of 4. Every 1 out of 4 people is pretty much clicking his ads. So that's amazing, 25%. I mean, that's an amazing rate. And then his conversion rate is 6.7%. So his return on investment is 19. That tells us that for every dollar he put in to Google Ads, he made $19 back. That's phenomenal, right? His return on investment is almost 2,000%. And his click-through rate, again, 1 out of 4 people is clicking his ad. All these numbers are great. This guy's not complaining. But what's the problem here? Somebody says it. Stephen Pruitt, Justin, Daniel, you guys hit it right on the head. Conversion rate, 6.78%. So what's wrong with the conversion rate, right? I mean, what's a good conversion rate? So according to Google, and I think Dave Barnes mentioned this yesterday, the good conversion rate is anywhere from 1 to 5%. And this guy's already killing it for that. So what's wrong? I mean, again, this guy's account is a solid account. And this is a company, by the way, that's been around for like 20, 30 years. Not everybody's going to get these results. So he's already, hitting it out the park with a conversion rate of 6%. But to me, when I first saw this for my own party rental company, I didn't see it as a positive. I said, man, 6%, that means that 95% of people, 94% of people did not book with me. I didn't get anything out of them. That sucks. And I did my research and come to find out that doesn't suck. That's just how it is. The reason that is the case is because there's more bad websites out there than good websites. That's just the way it is. So again, let's circle back to why should he care about his conversion rate if he's already getting a return on ad spend of 19 and a return on an ROI of 2,000%? Who cares what his conversion rate is? Well, if this guy had a higher conversion rate, which we can easily, if we follow what the Fortune 500 companies do, we can easily triple that conversion rate to get it to 15. Had he done that, by spending the same $11,000, he could have got $227,000. He could have got triple this. With no additional ad spend, by making better use of these clicks, he could have tripled his revenue, just like that. Or if he doesn't have the equipment for it, then he could have got $227,000 with a third of this by only spending about $3,000. So I hope by now you guys are realizing what a conversion rate does and what it means. It means more money for you without necessarily spending more money on ads and SEO and marketing and things like that. I shouldn't be I'm a marketing guy, so I shouldn't even be telling you guys this, but really, I mean, that's really what it is. And to me, it's frustrating to see this because, I mean, the only person benefiting from this is Google. Google's the only one that's making all the money here, and him and I are sitting here just really not getting much for our clicks. So which leads us to the big question, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering. Don't be embarrassed. What the heck is a conversion? All right, so let's talk about that. I had the same question, nothing to be embarrassed about. A conversion is a valuable action taken on your site. And who decides what a conversion is? Well, you do. You, your marketer, it's up to you to decide what you want to count as a conversion. Now, obviously, the most important conversion is what? Sales, right? Money. If we're not making money, then none of this is worth it. Sales. So a click is not a conversion. That's just traffic. We got nothing from a click. Sales are definitely conversions because we got something valuable. But it's really foolish and it's not smart to only count sales as conversions, because if we look at a lot of the other things like calls and messages and leads that lead to sales, that can result in sales, then we can really have a much better idea of what it is that we need to improve. And calls lead to sales, messages lead to sales, leads lead to sales. So that's what conversions really look at. By you only looking, I guarantee I can ask any one of you guys, how many sales did you make this year? You guys know that number like the back of your head. If I tell you how many leads, how many calls, you don't know that. We don't look at that. We all know how much money we made and how many sales we made, how many events we did. That's it. There's a better way to do it, and I'm going to prove that to you guys right now. We're going to look at two scenarios, okay? I want you to tell me which one of these companies is doing better here, Company A or Company B. Company A got 100 clicks, so did Company B. They both got 100 clicks, and they both got 5 sales. Now, if these two guys were talking, they would be sitting at a table and saying, hey, I got 5 sales out of 100 clicks. I got 5 sales out of. We're doing just as fine. because they have the blinders on, because they don't know how many calls and messages and leads they got, they don't know how many other conversions they got, they really have no idea how to grow. The only thing they can do is increase their clicks, pay Google more money and say, okay, Google, 100 clicks means 5 sales, so 200 clicks must mean 10 sales, right? So they're gonna just keep dumping money in the fire to only get 5 out of 100 sales, right? That's exactly what that customer, that guy was doing that I showed you guys. So now let's take the blinders off and let's see what other conversions are out there. Let's see what happens when we actually count conversions, when we actually look at other conversions. Ready for this? And I want you guys to tell me now, when I show you that middle column, which company would you rather be? Here we go. So company A got 5 sales, but they got only 10 calls. Company B got 5 sales, but they got 50 calls. Which company is doing better? Which company would you rather be? Not an easy one, I know. Anybody? Put in the comments. All right, well, company A, Carolyn says. Anybody else? Anybody disagree with Carolyn? All right, well, the answer is honestly neither. I mean, neither one of them, both of them ended up with the same money, but both companies are actually now much smarter because they can see these numbers. Because company A got 100 sales. You're right. You guys all said A. They got less calls, 5 sales out of 10 calls. That's amazing. Who can close 50% of their calls? That's really good, right? So this guy is doing really good, but he's not getting a lot of calls. Because he has this data, this guy now knows that, hey, I'm killing it with calls. If I'm closing 5 out of 10 calls, I'm closing 50% of my calls. I just need to get 10 calls. I just need to get more calls out of my 100 clicks. So now this guy, now he knows where the problem lies within his company. Now he knows that he just needs to get more calls out of this 100 clicks, and he can work on that. This guy, on the other hand, he's closing 10% of his 10% of his calls, but he's getting way more calls than this guy. So if I have whoever's answering this company's phone calls answer this guy's phone calls, we can expect to get 25 sales out of the same 50 calls. And if I had whoever's running this guy's website run this guy's website, we can get same thing. We can get way better calls. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. Long story short, these guys, neither company is doing better than the other. They both ended up with the same money, but because they're counting their conversions now, each company knows what they need to work on. This company needs to work on getting more calls. This company needs to talk to whoever the heck is answering the phone and what they're telling people because they're scaring them all off, right? So I hope that you guys see the value of leads and conversions because frankly, because we rely so much on ERS and inflatable office, we're just only looking on sales. We're not really looking at much else and what we could do to improve the rest. So I hope now I have your attention as to how important this is because the truth is, again, 95% of your website visitors never convert. They never, not only do they never buy from you, they never call you, they never message, they don't do any of that, and you'll never know. This image is so appropriate because really that's all we're doing. We're all fighting and scraping for whatever's left at the bottom of that cup, and we're happy with that. And we say, hey, if we want to get more at the bottom of that cup, we just got to keep pouring more into the cup. It's madness. It really, really is. And the reason we do it is because we don't do this one thing that I'm going to tell you guys. And by the end of this, you guys are going to really, really understand. But the reason that 95% of your website visitors never convert in our industry specifically is because asking people to book a $200 item, a $200 bounce house or more on your website is like asking a stranger to marry you. 1 in 100 is going to say yes. I know the first thing a lot of you guys are thinking in the back of your head, man, Tariq, you don't know what you're talking about. I get online bookings all the time. I wake up and I find 3 bookings. I guarantee you, for every booking you get, you missed out on another 100. I guarantee that. And again, the reason that that's happening is because you're giving people 2 options: either book on my website or leave. You're not counting anything else. So the truth of the matter is, what you think of your website and what your customers think of your website are 2 totally different things. They're 2 totally different things. I'm going to keep it very blunt with you. Your website sucks. So does mine. All websites are not what they're essentially they're just adding a cash register to your website, you know, with these booking softwares, and there's a lot more that you could do to really get more out of that. I'm sorry to be blunt, but really the reason that people aren't booking is not because of your price. It's not because of what you think. It's not because they're all lowballers. It's because they're easily distracted and confused. Okay, how often do you guys get people call and ask the same questions? Do you deliver to my area? Do you charge delivery? Does it include the water? Will it fit? I mean, I guarantee you all of these questions are answered somewhere on your website, but people are not going to take the time to find them. I don't care how good your frequently asked questions section is. It has nothing to do with the price. these people they just don't know. And honestly, I used to think these people were all stupid. Like, you guys are all asking me the same question. And I'm like, man, I must be stupid. I must be doing something wrong because, they're all asking the same question. They can't all be dumb. It's got to be something that I'm doing wrong. Can you set it up in my driveway? Do I need a generator? How often are you asked that? They think a generator and a blower is the same thing. What time are you going to deliver? Okay, I know it's for 4 hours, but my party starts at 2, but I want you to get there at 12 to set it up. Do I got to pay for that extra hour? And my favorite question, how much is it? Right? Even when the price is right in front of them on the website, how often do people call and ask you how much it is? It's madness. But again, when it's happening so much, that means you're the one that has a problem that needs to be fixed. It's not them, because really they're the ones paying us. So we got to do whatever we need to do to fix it. So we know what the problem is, and what's the solution then? Well, the solution is to ask for a small commitment instead of a big one. Basically, they just need reassurance. What all these questions have in common is people just want to make sure that whatever they pay you for your service, they just want to make sure that their expectations are met. That's it. They just want to make sure you're going to deliver at the time they think you're going to deliver. It's going to look how you think. It's going to look like the picture. The price does include what it includes. They just need to be reassured is the key word here. We'll circle back for that in a minute here. So how do we do that? You ask for a small commitment instead of a big one. Guys, a credit card is a big commitment for somebody who does not know you. Okay, you're probably thinking, these people know me, but renting from you once or twice a year is not knowing you. And then you're going to tell me, well, Amazon does it. You're not Amazon. Everybody knows Amazon. We are not Amazon, and we have a high ticket item. So asking for a small commitment instead of a big one would be like asking for a phone number instead of a credit card number. You're being a gentleman. You're getting to know these people. You're not getting down on one knee the first time you meet them. So why would they give you their phone number in the first place? Well, you give them something valuable in return. You give them a coupon, a catalog, a free consultation. Here's our brochure. Check out what we have new this year, and give us your phone number, and we'll send you our brochure. Just anything in return for that. They're going to be much more willing to do that because you're not asking for money. Once you have their information, that's when you reach out to them and you reassure them that their expectations are going to be met. By doing this simple thing here, you will close significantly more bookings. Just by reassuring them, answering their questions, and doing that, you're going to get way more bookings than just by throwing a booking, sending them to ERS or Inflatable Office and say book online. All they need is a little bit of reassurance. So the one thing that you need to do this is a sales funnel. That's the one thing that all of these websites are doing, all these big Fortune 500 companies. And when I explain to you what it is, you're going to have that aha moment and be like, oh my God. A funnel is the single core concept that can turn any website into a conversion machine immediately. I mean, right away, you're going to see results. People used to say, I have a business. Do I need a website? Right? Now everybody has a website, but nobody has a funnel on their website. When you understand what a funnel is, honestly, you realize that a website is almost pointless without it. A funnel is the evolution of websites, and anybody who doesn't use it is really, really missing out. So what is a funnel? A sales funnel determines the steps that visitors take on their way to a purchase. Okay? By creating your own funnel, by adding a funnel to your website, you control the customer journey. You pave the path to what steps are being taken to get to the sale. So on the left here, we have what your website looks like without a funnel. It's a free-for-all. Essentially, you are taking all of your website traffic, you're dumping them into a maze, and you're like, all right, go figure it out. Data is showing us that when you do that, 95% are going to leave and they're never going to make it to the sale. When you pave the path, when you guide these people, when you hold their hand and show them and control what steps, you'll still have your website. You don't have to get rid of your website. But when you add a funnel to your website, you essentially add those steps and you make them very crystal clear as to what steps people need to take to get to the sale. And if there's a problem with any one of those steps, it's identifiable immediately. And you'll be able to see that, 95%, 100 people came in, 90% made it to this step, 80% made it to this step. Whoa, 20% made it to this next step. Then we know that's where the problem is. Without having a funnel, you're really just at a loss. So the most common example of a sales funnel, or the most classic example, is McDonald's, right? McDonald's, just bear with me for this, but McDonald's is the classic winning sales funnel. What they do is they bait you into McDonald's with their cheap dollar menu, right? Now, mind you, with that dollar menu, they lose money. $1 for a hamburger, they're not making money on that. They're actually losing money. But once they get you through the door, you smell the fries. They say, hey, do you want a fries and a drink with that? They make their money on the fries and the drink. They upsell you to get there. So that's how they make their money. That's just a classic example of how it works. Now, I tried this with our industry, it just doesn't work that way. I mean, I guess for brick and mortar, that could work. You know, you have a cheap product to begin with, and then you upsell them. I mean, you guys can even ask yourselves, how often are people booking, you know, a cotton candy machine with a bounce house? Or are they usually just getting the bounce house and you try to upsell them? I don't know. Maybe it works for you. It doesn't work for me. And for this to work, you have to have a really, really cheap item to begin with. You get them in the door cheap, and then you upsell them. So it just doesn't work. But I just want you guys to understand, you know, how this funnel works. They get you in the door with some kind of offer. Then once you're there, then they upsell you. So after looking at this example and realizing that it's not going to work for our industry, I looked at some other examples. I looked at some other companies. So what I found that they do, all of these Fortune 500 companies, they do the same thing. Okay, they have 3 steps. The first step is they get your attention. As soon as you hit their website, they have a big banner, some kind of sale, some kind of offer, you know, 7-day free trial, something. And when you get there, then they tell you, okay, fill out this form, and we're going to give you this coupon. We're going to give you this free trial. We're going to send you an email. And you and I both know that as soon as they get your info, you and I both know they're going to spam the heck out of you with end. But we're still willing to do that because we want to get into that. That's how they get you into their funnel, and then from there they end up getting you to spend more money from there. So I tried to follow the same concept, and it didn't work to do it the same way. I'll tell you, you know, what the problem was. But you know, think about it. IAPA. Why do we go to IAPA? They bait us. They make us wait till November because they have all these sales. Then when we get there, they try to get us to get these memberships, and then they get the vendors to do this and that. So that's just kind of how the world works. So I tried to do exactly what these guys do, and I see a lot of you guys do something similar, where you have a big banner on your website, right, with some kind of, you know, holiday savings or these holiday specials. It just doesn't work. I found that as soon as they hit your website, they just scroll away. Whatever you put at the top, they just scroll away from it really quick. So that didn't work. So here's the first big thing. All right, here's the first step to doing this. So this is what you need to do. You guys need to add a sales funnel to your website. That's the one thing you need to do. So how do you do it? I found that these banners don't work, but what does work? Pop-ups. Okay, so these are websites that have pop-ups, like Bed Bath & Beyond, Bass Pro, Converse. When I started using pop-ups instead of the banners, we started getting way more conversions. Way more people were filling out the pop-up than they were when I used the pop-up. They were filling it out versus when I just sent them to a banner. Okay, so I'm like, all right, great, I figured it out, perfect. So we just got to use pop-ups, right? Problem was, nobody opened their email. So we'd send out like 100 emails, and then just nobody would open their emails. They would, I mean, I get like maybe 10% to open an email, and then maybe 1% actually reply back to the email. So it just did not work. And I've been trying to put this together for about 2 years now, guys, like trying to figure out how to get to their level. Okay, back and forth just from when it was an idea. And that was terrible. I mean, I really thought I had it figured out with the pop-ups, and it just didn't work. So what did work is text messaging, right? I found that when you email people, they're not going to respond. But for our industry anyways, when we texted them, we got way more responses than when we emailed them. So I was like, wow, perfect. So this is it. So let me show you guys real quick, because I know I'm losing a lot of you guys right here for you know, forms and texting. But let me show you guys something real quick. I want you guys to be perfectly honest with me and put it in the comments. Out of these 2 options here, which one would you rather do? Which one would you do? Would you call, or would you fill out a form? Go ahead, tell me in the comments. I'm making a point with this. You will not hurt my feelings, I promise. Go ahead. So you have, you know, this one here on the left, you just click call, or on the right, you're going to fill out a form and somebody's going to get back to you. Well, tell me in the comments, which one is more appealing to you? Which one would you rather do? Okay, Carolyn says call. Anybody else? So you have a service. You want to go ahead and book something, or you want to inquire about something. Which one would you rather do? You'd rather call, right? Blanca says text, Jake says call, Hector says call, or Jake says form. I'll be honest with you. When I see this, I know that I can just click call. Okay, oh wow, we're getting really split down the middle. I would call. I would rather call than fill out a form and wait for somebody to contact me back, right? Because call, it just looks really appealing. I'll call, okay? Now, let's look at a real life situation, okay? Ready for this? How about when it's real life, right? You're at a family barbecue and somebody says, hey, you know, are you going to get a bounce house for Jimmy's birthday? Or you're on a dinner table, or you're busy, or you're at the grocery store, or you're doing laundry, or my favorite, you're at work. People love to shop when they're at work, right? How many times people like don't answer because they're at work? This is life, guys. This is the new era we live in, and we're all missing out if we don't evolve, if we don't adapt, right? When you're in those situations, you are like when you hit call, it's like you're exposed, it's like you're naked. You know, it's like, oh man, now I got to talk to somebody. I'm busy. What if they don't answer? What if I can't talk? You got noise in the background. Most people are not sitting around just shopping. Okay, most people are not sitting around with nothing to do. Okay, now filling out a form, what we found, we're getting almost 50% with combining the pop-up and the form. We're getting almost a 50% conversion rate just by filling out the form. Other than we're not even talking about what happens after. So this is amazing. We're getting like it's really insane. 50 to 75% reply rate to the actual text that we send out when we send out the forms. Now remember, we just said emails. You're looking at 10% open rate, not even reply rate, like 1% reply rate. If you're 1 to 3%. The way we've been doing text messages is we're getting a reply rate, people to reply to us and engage with us and start booking with us over text message at a rate of 50 to 75%. It's amazing. So let me show you guys. I've talked a lot. Let me show you guys step by step how we are implementing this to our party rental company and how you guys can do it too. So what I'm going to show you, you guys can do free on your own. It's really not complicated. It's essentially those 3 steps. So I'm going to tell you again. I've spent 2 years trying to figure out the best way to do this, and I mean we've struck gold with this, honestly. So step 1 is we add a pop-up to our site. Pop-up doesn't have to be a coupon. It could be get a free consultation, get a ask us any question, get a free brochure. For like our tents, we just tell them get a free quote, because people don't know really what size tent they want or what it is. We just tell them get a free quote. We get people to opt in without even offering anything in return. But and I know anybody that's serious and sees a coupon, they're going to go for it, right? So for us, we found that the coupon pop-ups work best. We test different things, like we've tested, have questions, whatever. Like I said, for higher ticket items or for corporate events, we don't offer coupons. We just tell them, get a free consultation or talk to somebody. Everything's different, but the point is use a pop-up, right? Step 2 is you get them to fill out a form. Now, again, this is where I'm going to lose a lot of you guys. I've worked with lead generators before, and they charge you like $5 or $10 per lead. Nope. We think that we have to choose. Either we get sales or we get leads. That's not the case. Leads lead to sales, right? If you do it right. So the problem with lead generators is you pay them $5 or $10 a lead or whatever. And, if you get, let's say 100 leads at $5, that's $500. And 2 problems I had with lead generators. Number 1 is you have to have the resources and the organization to call all these leads or text them or whatever. And number 2, it sucks. I mean, to have to call a long list of people or text a long list of people. By the time you get to them, it's already too late. They've already booked with somebody else, or they're busy. So I hated it. I just cannot stand that process. So I'm going to tell you guys what we do instead. But step 3 is just to text them. We text them, and you can do this from your phone. There's other solutions out there that you can do. But that's essentially the 3-step process that we do. We use a pop-up that leads to a form that leads to and then we text them. And just by doing that, we have significantly increased our conversion rate at least 3-fold. Because it's honestly what it felt like for me when I first started doing this. It felt like I was driving without headlights this whole time. We turned on the headlights, and now you have a ton of people. You have a ton of. I mean, it's like you were on your website with lights off. You turn the lights on. There's a ton of people on your website you didn't even know about, and now they're willing to talk to you because you did this. You applied a funnel. You applied best practice. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much what we've done and how much it's done for us. You can do this. You can totally go out and do this. I hope I opened your eyes to how important it is to add a sales funnel to your site. All the big companies are doing it. I mean, go on any major website, Apple, Amazon, they're all doing the same thing. And you guys can do it too. You can go out and you can, there's a ton of pop-up applications, and you just add a form like from Inflatable Office or ERS, and then you can text them. It's totally doable. But I mean, again, it took me like 2 years to from building a concept to getting it done right. So if you don't want to go through everything that we went through, we can help you. We do have a product that we can help you guys with, do it ourselves. If you want to we can help you get pretty much, significantly more results in a fraction of the time than it would if you do it yourself. So let me talk to you guys a little bit about that. So this is where it gets good. What if I told you that I had a product that can customize the pop-up and the form on your site, and get this, automatically text your customers for you to start the booking process? Yes. What if I told you that you can jump in and take the conversation at any time, take over? What if I told you that you can text them back, not from your own cell phone, you can text them back from the computer or from our app. And you can manage your emails, your text messages, and your Facebook messages all in one place. We can have all this set up for you guys within 24 hours. Yep, that's what we did. So we've been working on this. We got it to work for our site. It's done significantly better. We haven't even launched this. Today's officially our first day launching this product. We've already got like 30 people using it. So it's really, really, really amazing. It's called Event Hawk. Surprise, right? A lot of you guys have heard of it. But that's pretty much what Event Hawk does. And let me tell you why it works so well. Number one, nobody likes emails. Emails suck. We all hate emails. They sit in spam. Nobody wants to respond to them. It texts your customers while they're still on your site. You guys, I need you guys for a second to understand what that means to text somebody while they're on your site. You understand that stops people from price shopping. That stops people from going elsewhere. That stops people from doing God knows what and leaving. It's really, really amazing. They don't have to sit on your site to talk to you. Somebody said just same as talk. Right, perfect. Thank you for bringing that up. Lynn Smith Casey, same as talk. I hate talk because for talk, they have to sit on your website to talk to you. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, I'm on your website. I'm gone in like 3 minutes. If you're not replying to me, if I don't want to have to say, I want to go on Facebook, I want to text. This will text them, okay, while they're on your website. All right, this will, again, I'm going to repeat this. It will not talk to them on their phone. It will text them. So they're in your text messages. They can leave your website and finish talking to you. They don't have to sit on your website to talk to you. That's what I couldn't stand about talk. I don't know if they have like an upgraded version where you don't have to do that, but it texts them it sends them a text while they're on the website. You can build up auto responses to common questions. Most of the time, the way that we have it set up, they can't even tell that you're human, that you're not human. They can't tell that it's an automated message. Most of all, people love this thing. People love it. The customers love it and the people that are using it love it. But the customers will compliment you. Oh my God, thank you for texting me. This is so awesome. I've never done this before. This is a great add-on. This can create leads straight from your Facebook page. Not only does it send text, but it also receives text. Why I mentioned that is because I know a lot of people like with ERS. I don't know if I may be wrong, but I don't think you could text people back, or there's a way to do it, but it's just not very clear. Like you can receive or you could send out automated text messages from what I understand with ERS, but if the person texts you back, it like goes somewhere else. So you can't really have a full conversation with people. And somebody just asked why leave and text. Lynn Smith Casey is asking why should people leave and text you? Well, because we give them an opportunity to stay on your website and book. Right? We don't want to necessarily deter people from booking. If they want to book on your website, I mean, ERS is great, Inflatable Office is great. They can book. But what we do, and I'll tell you straight up what we do, we text them 5 minutes later. We give them 5 minutes to book on their own. If they don't book within 5 minutes, then we text them. I mean, we text everybody in 5 minutes. So by then, if they didn't book in 5 minutes, they're probably long gone. So you could set it to 1 minute or whatever, but then we're in their phone. They don't have to check their email to find us. They text us just like they text their friends. They're in their text messaging every second of every day. They're not in their email all day, right? My favorite thing about this is that you can text, like you can reply to like 5 people in 2 minutes over text. How many times did this happen to you guys? You're on a phone call with somebody and you missed 3 other phone calls. You hang up with this person, they probably didn't even book, and then you got to call all 3 or 4 of those people back. And by the time you call them back, they're not going to answer. They didn't leave a voicemail. They've already booked with somebody else. It totally sucks. It totally sucks. So this way, people can they don't, first of all, they don't have to worry about calling you when they're at work. They can text you at work and you can text them back. And if I miss a couple text messages, I can talk to 5 people in a couple minutes. It's super convenient. You get way more sales and less abandoned carts. I know it's frustrating when you see all these people add to cart and never book. I have like 600 things in my Amazon cart that I never bought. So yeah, and most importantly, this thing keeps the summer madness under control from your phone blowing up 24/7, asking about if you have a water slide for July 4th. You can set up auto responses. We actually, this year, we totally shut off our phones and went straight to Event Hawk for July 4th. We just shut it off. We sent everybody an automated message. Say, hey man, if you're asking about July 4th, we don't have it. If you're asking about another date, then text us, then we can talk. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So let me show you guys some screenshots of how it works. So this is the mobile app portion, okay? This is basically what it looks like to text people. You can text them from our mobile app. You can text photos. You can go back and forth with them text messaging. And what's cool about it is if you have a large organization where you have like more than one person answering the text messages, you can have a different account for everybody. And they can all reply to this person, and they'll never know who they're talking to. They think they're texting the same person. And why that's important is because, you know, who wants to text people 24/7? But if you have like a couple different shifts or somebody takes a day off, then you as the boss know who said what, when, to which customer. So that's pretty cool. And then here we have a dashboard where it shows you how many leads you have. how much their value is, your conversion rate, and then you can set reminders, etc. So that's what the mobile side looks like. So let me show you what the desktop side looks like. This is what the desktop site looks like. And don't get dizzy. This is nothing too complicated. But if you look here, like we have our conversations, we have our text messages, our emails, our Facebook messages, all in one place. We can go through them. And then here, same deal. It just shows us our funnel and shows us our, how many opportunities and what they're worth, etc. So that's pretty much how it works. So these are just some of the people. Again, this is our official day launching it. We already have all these people using it and raving about it. Jeff Kelly said, I can't believe the response number of sales that I've closed after implementing the program. Jeff's been with me for about a year. He was one of the first beta testers, and it's been a total game changer from, which is what Syed said. Jana said that within hours, it's paid for itself. Literally within a couple hours, we're getting bookings with this thing. Nate said 1 hour, and he got a live booking. His first day, he got $1,126 and 13 leads. This is like 2 days ago, by the way, guys. Yeah, November 28th, mid-pandemic, in November, in the off season, and we're getting bookings. Tony said that 2.5 days, and we already had 4 confirmed orders. Bill said, I've seen a huge increase in conversions, way beyond my expectation, and our customers love it. Your customers really love this thing. And Ashley, while we were setting it up, while I was setting it up for Ashley, talking to her, training her on how to use it, we got 3 or 4 inquiries come in. So it's pretty amazing stuff. So the big question is how much, right? How much? That's what we're all wondering. How much are you going to charge me? How much are you going to break the bank? So first, let me tell you how much it's not, right? So if you were working with a lead generator, other than setup fees, they charge like $5 to $10 a lead. They got platform fees, text messaging fees, and a 6-month contract, 6 to 12 months. So if you ended up like in a busy month, you got 100, 200 leads, you're gonna end up paying like $1,500 a month or more. But you know, and I know I didn't bring you here to charge you $1,500, right? But I want to ask you something. What if it, I mean, we're not even charging not even $1,000 or $500. But let me ask you a question. What if we did charge $1,000? I want to ask you, be honest with yourself, right? Would it be worth it for $1,000 if all this did was triple your revenue next season? Literally triple whatever you made this year for next year, triple it. Would it be worth $1,000 a month? It totally would, right? And if all this did for $1,000 a month was make it so that you finally have the headlights on in your website, and you finally you're able to see what people are doing on your website, and you're able to see that these are not just lowballers, because we love to tell ourselves that all the people that didn't book with me they're all just lowballers. You'll be able to see exactly why they're not booking with you. One simple question answered, and here you go, they're booking. If all that did was give you a platform to talk to all these people and put you in front of people that you would have never been in front of before and stop them from price shopping, would it be worth $1,000 a month? It totally would for anybody that's serious about their business. But I'm not charging $1,000. All we're charging is $295 per month. That's the cost of one booking, guys. One booking, and this thing pays for itself. If you're seasonal, if you're in Ohio, if you're in Chicago, if you're in New York, Pennsylvania, it's $50 a month is all we're charging. Okay, Tim and Rob and ERS, and they're not going to do that for you, right? Don't tell them I said that. But yeah, I mean, I know what it's like. I'm in Chicago. I know how the winter months are. So if you're seasonal, then we're charging you just $50 a month so that you can get this thing ready for next season. So let's talk about what you get. Other than everything we talked about, we're going to give everybody 30 days to try this thing and get a full refund. So there's really no excuse, guys. Try this, take 30 days, whatever money you make in that 30 days, keep it, and then say, hey, you know what, Tariq, this isn't for me, and you'll get your money back. No problem. We have a premium Facebook group that we have a ton of people in already. Like I think we have 40 people in there. We haven't even launched yet. It's super active. They're super happy to help you out. And a lot of them are doing really, really well with EventHawk. We have weekly roundtable meetings where we talk about how to improve EventHawk and what strategies everybody's using to get more out of EventHawk. So you guys would have access to that. And the first 10 who signed up, I'm going to offer you guys, because we have a new program, Google Ads for just $100 a week. Okay, Google Ads to get you more traffic to your site for just $100 a week. And for the first 10 to sign up, not only are we going to offer you $100 a week for Google Ads, we're also going to give you a free chat widget that you can add to your site that texts your customers. Other than the pop-up and how it integrates with the form, we're going to add a chat widget that sits right where the Talk app usually sits. And when people opt in, they can go ahead and text you from there. So to sign up, guys, go to eventhawk360.com. And when you go there, there's a button that says sign up in the upper right-hand corner. So go ahead and do that. Really, guys, this really, you cannot afford not to have this. Really, for the price of one booking, this is totally gonna go ahead and get you guys. I mean, it's really just gonna open your eyes. And for 30-day money back guarantee, you really can't afford. It really makes no sense not to have it. So I know a lot of you guys are concerned. Listen, it's the off season. We don't have much going on right now. Again, if you are seasonal, we're more than happy to work with you on price for that $50. I know a lot of you guys are worried about COVID. We all know how well COVID, unfortunately, it's bad for a lot of people, but for our industry, COVID really skyrocketed things. And if COVID does come back hard and they shut things down, you will need this even more. And let me tell you why. Because people will still shop, but they will not book. They will not give you their credit card number during the pandemic, but they will give you their phone number. They will give you their phone number in exchange for some reconciliation. And then you could text them and say, hey, I know it's a pandemic. I know what's going on. What were you thinking? They're going to say, well, I don't know how many people are actually going to come. And you say, hey, how about I follow up with you in a week and we see where you're at? It will give you that platform so that all those people, the few people that do visit your site during the pandemic, that they still go ahead and you get something out of them. So I see some of you guys are signing up right now. I'm super excited. Thank you guys. So let me tell you guys, when you guys do sign up, again, other than, you go to eventhawk360.com, there's a button that says sign up. We had a problem with people signing up. After they sign up, they put in their business number. Guys, all of the onboarding for EventHawk happens through text, okay? So make sure, please, for you guys that are signing up right now, please make sure to put your mobile phone number when you sign up, not your business number, because we are going to text you your password. We are going to text you how to sign in and all that good stuff. If you guys want a free demo, if you guys just want to demo it, see what it looks like on an actual website, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I'll send you guys a demo where you guys can I have just like a dummy website that I put together where you guys can go on there and see it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I want to leave you guys with one last thing. If you keep doing what you're doing, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got, by Henry Ford. So if you guys want a big change, don't keep doing the same thing. That's insane, right? ERS is great. Inflatable Office is great. Whoever built your website is great. This is the evolution. This is what all these big companies are doing. And I know it's different. I know it's new, but it's not new for the rest of the world. And you guys can do it. Try it out, guys. Go ahead and sign up. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the group. I promise I see a ton of comments. I'll circle back to you guys. If you are one of the first 10 to sign up and you guys do want the Google Ads or the text widget, then put it in the comments. Just mention in the comments that you signed up, because it doesn't come in. It doesn't come in automatically. So in the comments, just say, hey, I signed up or whatever, and I will send you. I'll reach out and I'll get that set up for you guys. All right, guys. Any more questions? Post them in the comments. Really excited to have you guys on board. Really looking forward to working with you guys. Have a great holiday season and enjoy the off season. Take care, guys.